Ladies, hi. I'm making a new video.
A rich man's world. I have turned the soul.
Now, it's been a couple of years that I've made a video, so let's see how it goes. I like challenging myself. Now, is making a YouTube video already a challenge hard enough for me? Yes. I do work every day, and editing videos take a long ass time. But you know what? Let's just forget all that. Let's make it as hard as we can for ourselves, shall we? I made a list of 7 different things that I can do over the course of a week. I'll try my best to make them. This is the list. Some of these things I'm very used to. Some other things, not so much. So it's a back and forth between comfortable, not so comfortable. And let's see how it goes. So yeah, I wanted to make this challenge because it's the middle of the year, and usually the middle of the year you're like, okay, well, if things don't really work out, you get a bit stressed out, and then you start over. I wanted to do it because I want to be like, no, I'm gonna break this cycle of just making YouTube videos in the beginning of the year. I'm gonna do it in the middle of the year. So here I am. I hope it all goes well, and I hope I can achieve something. The only achievement that I'm hoping for here is finishing the video. That's it. That's all I want. Let's go for day number 1 because it starts today. Hell yeah. So for this first day challenge, I decided to really stay in my comfort zone just to get in the mood, you know. And since I just finished the 3rd season of the Umbrella Academy, which it's a little chaotic, to say the least, I decided to turn the main cast into cartoon characters. So I picked these 2 fan art illustrations that I found on Pinterest. It's kind of the vibe that I'm trying to go for. Really focus on shape. And the 2 main things that I want to get out of this first day experience is shape language and making the characters as recognizable as I can. So I got this poster for what they look like in the 3rd season. And so I got this video that it's all the cast dancing, and I think it's really nice. I can really see some shapes here. So for Luther, I think I'll go with square and circle, but big circle and tiny head. And for Diego, square, very even, similar proportions to his body, and really focus on the outfit. And I'll give him his big hair because I think he looks great with this longer hair. Allison is the hardest one for me, I'm not gonna lie, because I think she's a very strong character, but she doesn't have like physical defining characteristics. Her hair is always changing. She doesn't use like in a specific outfit at any given moment. She'll be a little bit of a toughie, but I think I'll go with round shapes and try to make something interesting with her hair, maybe a little spiky. She is a little spiky this season, if you know what I mean. So for Klaus, my favorite character. Love Robert Sheehan. I think I'm gonna make him very tall, very long. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her hair though, because I do think that he could look like a popsicle. Just a stick with a big head. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, and maybe giving him this jacket. I don't know. So for 5, I love 5. I think the way that they made him in the show, he looks like a cartoon. He's so good. Like he has such a defined outfit, and I think Aidan Gallagher has a very interesting face to draw. Very drawable person. To all of my homies out there who draw, you probably understand what I'm talking about. Or maybe not, I don't know. And then for Victor, who was Vanya before, but now Victor, and Ben, I have a question. Why are they wearing the same outfit? I'm gonna make Hargreaves Ben, not Sparrow Ben. I don't like Sparrow Ben. Kind of an asshole. And then for Victor, I think I'm just gonna make him tiny. Yeah, so to each character I did 15 to 20 minutes. And because of that, I was only able to make 5 characters, which I think it's okay. I'm gonna be very honest. I thought they would look weird and not like the character at all. Out of the 5 of them, Allison is the one I'm gonna have to work a little bit harder. This is the finished piece. I will end up finishing it, just, adding some colors and stuff like that. This was a fun exercise, and I'm surprised with how fast I was able to make them. It usually takes me a little while. You'll see probably in the in the recording that I do a little bit of the same thing over and over again just to get precisely what I'm thinking and to really get what's in here on the computer screen. My favorite one is Diego. He looks like the Michelin guy.
Bruh.
Plump. I like it. Very nice. God, my hair looks disgusting. So today's challenge is to draw or to paint a background. And I wanted to say that if yesterday I was in my comfort zone, today I am not in my comfort zone. I am expecting frustration. I am expecting pain. But I'll give myself 15 minutes to try and find references and precisely what I want so that the process of creating the background is not as painful. I want a simple background with simple lighting and not that many subjects in it. I do not think that I'll be putting people or characters in this background. And then an hour to an hour and a half to complete the painting / drawing. Let's see how it goes. Alright, well, everything went wrong. It was not a smooth process, you guys. It was pretty tough. I created this pure ref file with a bunch of pictures and references for coloring and perspective, and then I realized that I was really just oversaturating it with information, just making it harder for myself because I know that I have a lot of difficulty with environments. Eventually, this video clip appeared on my YouTube page. Have you ever seen The Rain? Creedence Clearwater Revival. Jack Quaid was in it. I was like, okay, let's watch this video clip of Jack Quaid. And then I found this beautiful shot. It is a beautifully shot video clip. Absolutely loved it. I love the song. I wish I could live on that clip. It's a great clip. You should watch it. So I print screened this part of the clip and I decided to just draw it, really consider different planes, and then you had the mountains in the background. You can really mess with the atmosphere there and change the saturation of the mountains in order to show the distance of it. And then you have that little truck, very red, very bright in comparison with blue sky, beautiful. And then I recorded the sketching of the scene, and as I was getting ready to paint it, my computer crashed. So that was a sign that I should have just stopped right there. So you're watching a recording of my Procreate. It took me around 50 minutes to make this entire thing. It's not that great. I've done better stuff. But tomorrow's a new day and I'm excited to see what I can do. Let's keep high energy, people. High energy. Otherwise, it will all go downhill. It's a brand new day. It is 8:30 in the morning and it's a brand new day. I started working. Also, me yesterday. Today's a brand new day. Today's exercise is observational drawings. So I'll be picking any object from my house and drawing it. And then I'll draw on paper. Right? Texture. I'm excited because I won't be drawing on the computer anymore. Enough with technology. Let's go back to the old age. Let's go back to paper, pen, and erasers. Take notice on one thing. Look how thick this line is on my face. Look at it. Over here, not so much. Over here, who is she? Looks like I got punched in the face. That's lighting for y'all. Never filming myself on this side again. Not with this lighting. Maybe if I do this or this. Well, this I'm just blocking my entire face. It's much better. Anyway. I picked 2 plants in the back of my house. I set the camera and this tiny little desk that we have that goes right next to the pool. And then I decided to draw them in the heating sun of midday. So not only did I overheated myself, but I also got all of the vitamin D that I needed for the week. Honestly, it was just, I was fuming the moment I left. I was sweating profusely, but another great idea that I had was to record the audio of the pencil on the paper. So there will be a little bit of ASMR if you enjoy. I love ASMR, so it was really nice to actually do. It was my very first time doing it in a video. So it was pretty cool. 20 minutes to draw this thing, but I think I did a pretty good job in the time that I had. it was nice to pick up my stuff, go to the back, and draw a little bit. I think I did a better job drawing the vase than the actual plant. The second plant has very particular leaves, so I thought that maybe I could achieve the texture that they're very spiky and they're very thin, so I try to do that with the pencil. But I think that the fact that I used the pencil a little laying down a little bit, it gave this texture of fluffiness, which don't necessarily, it's not what the plant gives me. It gives me ouchie, you know what I mean? And I don't think I achieved that with this approach to drawing the leaves. But you know, I've never drawn this before. I actually really enjoy the vases, which was something that I was mostly concerned. I thought they were going to be a little weirded, especially the perspective. But they look pretty good, you know? A couple of years back, those vases would have looked like shit. I'm not even kidding. So I'm very proud of myself in that aspect. I retouched it a little bit after I was done, so the shadows are a bit better in the one side that the shadow happens. Can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll also be using my sketchbook. I'm excited. Tomorrow is Friday, so I have more time. Fourth day, baby! So I'm looking at the footage right now, and for the fourth day, the challenge was fill up a page of your sketchbook. And I decided to pick a theme of something that I really enjoyed because it was Friday night and I wanted to have fun. I ended up spending like 3 hours on this page. I also had a couple of issues recording, which made me take even longer than I already take to paint something. But because I'm a huge fan of Arcane, I decided to fill up a page, 2 pages of my sketchbook. I don't know. If you open up your sketchbook, do you consider that to be 1 page or 2 pages? I don't know. I painted 2 pages, okay? I was having fun. So I decided to dedicate an entire page for Jinx. I've been painting Jinx for months now. She's one of my favorite characters to paint in gouache. So there's a little footage of me breaking down how I was going to build up the page and what I was going to do where. I also did a little, how can I say this? A little preparation for it. I did a little collage on Photoshop of what I wanted to draw and where would it be on the page, just so it could have a little bit more structure and it wasn't just some random drawings on a page. So yeah, I did some of the objects that are related to Jinx, the bomb that she makes, her little glasses, and also painted her little butterfly that is also a bomb that she uses later on the show when she's Jinx and no longer Powder. I drew Jinx and Powder. Some parts I did with just pen, just line art. Other parts I painted with gouache. Had a lot of fun. I was surprised with the speed that I was able to finish it, even though I spent like 3 hours in both of these pages. It used to take longer to paint, so I was very satisfied with the amount of time that I've spent finishing up this entire page. I'll just keep with the footage now because I don't know what else can I say.
Well, I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but that beauty a rich man's world, a rich man's world.
It is Saturday, my dudes. Today we're picking a subject and we are studying it. And oh my god, it's the middle of we're in the middle of a challenge. I'm excited. I'm gonna be able to finish. I bought a watercolor, and I'm also recording a video for this watercolor today. I just want to say, recording 2 videos for her YouTube channel. Someone stops her. So I picked shop fronts. I'll be very honest with you. The 2 shops that I filmed, I did not like the result. The first one, which is this one with the plants in front of it, I enjoy doing the plants, but I think I shouldn't have painted the walls behind it, and I shouldn't have put a pen at the door, because it really points, your eyes just go straight to the door, and I don't think that's a good thing, because I think that the plants are actually nicer to look at than the door. So if I ever redo this painting, I would really think about not painting the walls behind it brown. It really takes away the attention of the green of the leaves. It's such a beautiful green that this new set of watercolors that I bought for myself. Honestly, this was the very first painting that I did with it, like a complex painting. So I was learning still. It was interesting. I've had an experience with watercolor, but it's been a couple of years since I haven't painted with watercolor. For the past 2 years, I've been really exploring gouache. It's really nice to get back to it. I'm excited to get back to it now that I bought a new set. The second one is this shop. I think it's an English shop. I enjoyed the blue of it. The last one I didn't record. After I finished the blue one, I went out with my family. When I came back, I just opened something on Pinterest, first image that I found, and I just blasted on the page with a Nankin pen, and I really enjoyed the result. I'm really happy with this. I think it's really cute. This is the type of stuff that I want to do when I draw shop fronts. So I'm glad to know this is something that I can do, because now I'll be doing it way more, because it was really fun to do it as well as something to do right before I go to bed. Overall, the page seems a bit wonky, but seems alright. That's my overall review. It's Sunday. Oh shit. Today's challenge is picking an artist, redoing an artwork in their style. So the artist that I picked is Samuel Leon. I've done stuff based off of his art before. I've painted his stuff on my sketchbook. I'll get it just a second. So basically, I will not be just painting something that he's done before. What I will be doing is getting a picture off of a Pinterest or something, and painting it in the same style that he does. I've painted 3 of his artwork before. You can find him on, this is one that I did January 2021. You can find him on Instagram or ArtStation. And then the last one that I did of his, just this one. So yeah, I've gone up my gouache game, so I want to paint a picture like this. And what I was trying to accomplish with this is, trying to understand color, shapes. He's really good with shapes. He draws a lot of portraits with shapes, and this is the type of art that I want to produce on my own. So I've tried this before. Didn't go so well. I'll show it to you. Now, this was made December 2020, so 2 years ago, a year and a half, but I had no base on gouache. I'm so much better now, but this is my least favorite drawing on the sketchbook. I'm really happy with what I'm doing right now, but this one is the ugliest one, and I did not take it out of my sketchbook because I want it here, because every time I go through the sketchbook I want to look at it because it's so fugly. It's really ugly. Ew. What did I do to Anya Taylor-Joy? I killed her, honestly. As you could see, it's already dark. That's it. This is commentary for the 6th day. Yeah, I'll go straight out of the gate, say right now, I don't like the result, but it is what it is. You can't always have the greatest things in your sketchbook, or you can't always have a successful artwork done, and that's okay. I think I did better than what I'm usually doing in gouache, especially if I'm painting something out of a picture and not painting something out of another painting or another artist's work. In a picture, you already have something solved. You maybe have a model or the lighting solved, the composition is solved. But if it's not a drawing or a painting, you don't have the colors solved for you. You need to go with what you know and what you see. And sometimes what you see and what you know are drastically different. Over the course of this year, I've been reading the book, what's the name of the book? Color and Light by James Gurney. And he talks a lot about the importance of grays. Can you hear my chair squeaking? I don't know. This mic's pretty good, but you never know. James Gurney talks a lot about the importance of grays in painting, so I've been actively trying to introduce that thought while I'm painting. It is hard because when you see like a very bright red, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna make a very bright red, and then all the paintings around it are very, very bright or saturated or anything, and then all of a sudden your bright red's no longer bright nor red, you know? So color is comparison. Color is one color standing next to each other, and that's what's going to decide which color is higher or lower in value and higher or lower in saturation. It's a lot of things to consider at the same time. Overall, it was interesting. Let's not show this painting to Samuel, shall we? I don't want him to see it. I don't think it's going to add anything to his life. So let's just keep it low, right? So for day 7, I had to paint a frame from a movie/TV show. For the past 6 months, I've been painting frames from Arcane, which obviously it's a show that I love a lot, and they're really, really good. So if you want to learn something about painting, I would highly recommend just going to the artists that worked at Fortiche in the production of Arcane, their pages on ArtStation, and getting the print screens that they post, because they're very high in quality and very rich in color and composition. And because the Arcane characters are painted like a painting, you know, the way that they're 3D modeled, they have very sharp edges and easy to see planes of the faces. Wow, that was a horrible sentence. How can I re-sentence that? Let's start over, shall we? Okay. Basically, it's great character design, right? It's great character design. Very easy for you to notice the parts of the face or the parts of the body where the light's picking up and the shadow's picking up, because they're very well made. And so if you're someone like me who has difficulty in understanding color or in understanding some of the basic shapes and planes and what is shadow and what is not, what I've been trying to do now, since I've painted I think I've painted 10 different frames and I want to paint more, is start applying what I've learned from that into paintings of my own. So that's what I try to accomplish with this painting of Jamie Campbell Bower as one in the latest season of Stranger Things. Wonderful actor, amazing character, and the lighting in the scene is mwah, chef's kiss. So what I did was I got the print screen of the shot, the scene, and I put it on Photoshop, and I picked the colors that were in the scene, made it a bit more solid so that I didn't have to paint every single intrinsic detail, and that's what I try to do here. Another thing that I try to apply in this painting is, I think in February I took a course on Domestica, by Ruth Wilshaw. She's a gouache painter. And oh my god, I cannot recommend a course more than this one. This is such a good course. She teaches you how to use gouache to paint environments, landscapes. But the techniques that she teaches you, you can use it on anything. And she taught me many, many things that I did not know I could do, which it's silly because it's so obvious that you could do that. But I think that the main thing that Ruth teaches you in her course is to be a bit more confident in your work. If you're gonna put a color on paper, own it. And if you make a mistake, own the mistake and fix it later. It's gouache. You can cover it up. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Most of the time while you're painting, the painting's gonna look so ugly until you fix it, or until you add the details, or until you add the thing that will make it pop. And that's completely fine. I think that's the hardest part for me, understanding that midway the process, it's so ugly and you just want to give up, but you can't. You need to stick with it. And that's when the painting is going to pop. That's when you're going to actually learn something. When you're making it worse, when you're actively making it worse and you're like, okay, I'm going to go take a shower and get back to it. And then, I don't know, an hour, a couple of hours later, you get back to it and you fix it. And then you realize that, okay, if I just give time to time and if I just clear my head, I can make this work. I highly recommend Ruth's course. This painting, I think I was successful with it. It does not look arcane-ish. That wasn't the point. But I did apply the same techniques that I've been applying to my arcane painting. If you're curious about the arcane paintings, you can go on my Instagram and watch it. There's a post with a compilation of my favorite gouache paintings that I've been doing over the past couple of months. A little ad for myself there. But I'm really proud of myself for doing it. And the best part is, it looks like Jamie Campbell Bower. I think the worst thing that could happen to me is if I draw someone and it looks absolutely nothing like the person that I'm trying to draw. That makes me so frustrated because that's not a problem with painting. That's a problem with drawing. And then it gets personal. But not this day, which is great. I did it. I'm done with it. I finished. I did a different piece of artwork for 7 days straight. I didn't give up. I didn't discontinue the challenge and just went over and did something else. I completed it. And that's the most important thing of all, Even if some of them kind of look really bad, I'm happy with it. You know what? I think it turned out pretty well, I'll show all of the pages of the sketchbook. This is day number 3, day number 4. Okay. Day number 5, I think. Now I'm getting confused. Day number 6 is in a different sketchbook. Day number 7. Look at this. Oh, I like the little blood spatters that I did. I think this one turned out way better than the one that I did on Sunday. And they're kind of similar processes, processes. The thing with this one is that I did a little color study on Photoshop before I started painting. That way I could see the tones that I could use. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have known that his hair was actually green and not yellow. He is blonde. But because of the reflection of the light in the blue walls, his hair is kind of greenish. And that makes it completely different. So yeah, I guess that's it. I would recommend doing this challenge. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. If you enjoyed, I hope you can do it as well. And if you do, please tag me on Instagram. I really want to see what you do. Overall, yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'll be able to make more videos in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Yeah. See you later. Bye.